College football top 10 teams in the country schedule. Let's go. Number 10, we got Oklahoma, probably the toughest schedule in the whole country. Their first notable game is week 2. They got to go on the road to face Michigan, the 16th team in the country. It's going to be a good game. I'm willing to see if John Mateer can prove himself to be a top quarterback in the country, going against that Michigan defense. It's going to be a good game. It should be. And then week 4, they're back on the road against, number 3, Georgia. That's going to be a tough game, especially early in the year, playing a team who's, motivated, probably coming off a few tune-up games. So that's going to be a tough game, man. And then, week 6 versus Texas is the rivalry at the Cotton Bowl. It's great game for college football every year. It's gonna be a great game, man. And their next 4 opponents is regular conference games. Got Kentucky, Mississippi State, South Carolina, Florida. You don't want to overlook none of those guys, but I know you got to play them because it's the conference game. So, just take care of business. And then week 11, they got Ole Miss coming into their stadium. It should be a good game. Ole Miss is ranked 9th in the country, so we should see who win that. Then the next week, they got Texas A&M is coming into their place and playing them. They're 8th in the country, so that's back-to-back brutal games, but, at least they're at home. And then, last week of the season, they got to go to Missouri and play them. That's a tough game, man. Tough schedule just in general, man. If I got the difficulty of Oklahoma schedule an A+, man, it's just crazy. As an Oklahoma fan, it's really nothing to look forward to, bro. Like, I pray for y'all, man. And then the 19 in the country, we got Ole Miss. Their first notable game is week 1 at home against Louisville. Play those guys. That's going to be a good game. Louisville is ranked 24th in the country, so ready to see how they're looking. And then week 3 probably going to be the college football game of the year, man, or at least the most hyped is Ole Miss, LSU. LSU is going to Oxford, Mississippi, man, and we know that's Lane Kiffin, old school. He just left for LSU. It's going to be a big game, man. It's just good for college football, these rivalries, when a coach leave and then they return. So they definitely know what they was doing for that matchup. Then the next 2 games is Florida and Vanderbilt conference games. Just watch out for them. And then week 7, they got Missouri at home. They're a ranked team, so got to be on the lookout for them as well. And then week 8, they got to go to Texas, Austin, Texas, and face the Longhorns. That's gonna be a tough game on the road, man. I'm really looking forward to that game and seeing who can win that. Week 9, a conference game, Auburn. And then week 10, they got Georgia at home. It's going to be a real good game. Georgia on the road, we know how intense they play. And we know Ole Miss got really great offense as well and a defensive-minded coach. So that's going to be a good matchup. Then week 11, they got to go on the road after facing Georgia. They got to go on the road week 11 and face Oklahoma, man. That's going to be a tough game because we know how Oklahoma defense is and how tough their schedule is. So maybe they're beat up during the season. We don't know. And then obviously Ole Miss last game of the year is the Egg Bowl against Mississippi State. I give their difficulty schedule a B+, I don't think it's a walk in the park. They definitely got tested after being a good team last year. I think it's pretty fair. And the 8th team in the country, we got Texas A&M. And their first, notable game is week 4. They got to go to Baton Rouge and play LSU. That's gonna be a great game. I'm ready to see what Marcel Reed can take that next step, and actually lead his team because Texas A&M got a great roster. So we'll see that. That'd be a great game. The next notable game is week 6. They got to go on the road and face Missouri. That's gonna be a tough game, but that with their roster, they should be able to pull through. And then week 8, they got to go on the road and play Alabama, man. And that's gonna be a real big test for them because I feel like it's two programs that's really trying to get back to where they want to be. Especially Alabama, man. They got so much to prove, in the Kalen DeBoer era. So I'm ready for that game. And then week 9, they got to go on the road again, South Carolina. It's not easy to play somewhere in South Carolina because most of the time they're not really winning, but they got a passionate fan base, and that's a game where you can get caught up in, not expecting to lose. And then they're back at home week 10, facing Tennessee. They're ranked 20th in the country, so that's going to be a good game. We know Tennessee offense is lethal, so just go see if they can, impose their will against Tennessee, in their defense. Then week 12, they got to go on the road against Oklahoma. Like I said, that's going to be a great game. Waiting to see who's going to pull that one out. Oklahoma got a tough schedule, man. It's like they on everybody's list. And then last game of the year, at home, they face Texas. Gonna be a tough game, man. I'm willing to see who can win that. Y'all know the stakes can be so high. You never know what both of their records going to be at the end of the year. So, difficulty of their schedule, I got it a B. For them to, be as good as they were last year and get a schedule like that, it wasn't, for an SEC team, it wasn't that hard. They should be able to get in the college football playoff easily. Feel like they probably should have got tested a little more, but hey, we can't control it. 7th team in the country, Miami. And this is going to be quick because this schedule is horrible. Horrible for somebody who just made the national championship. Week 1 through 7 is all conference game except one game. I could name them, but it's Miami and the ACC. You should take care of business by any means. But I will note they're going on the road against Clemson. And, you got to put some respect on Dabo, man. He's a national championship winning head coach. So I put that on there because you never know. I'm pretty sure they're coming back for it all, man. Especially in a weak ACC, you never know what Clemson can do. But their first real notable game is week 10. It's almost at the end of the year. Is they got to go on the road and face Notre Dame. And, I mean, for the schedule that y'all got, bro, take care of business. They beat them last year, and I think the first game of the year, it was a great game. I'm looking forward for that game. I'm going to watch it. It's going to be a great game. And then for the rest of the year, it's just conference games. As a Miami fan, I know they happy, bro. That's a cakewalk. I got the difficulty of that schedule a D, bro. A D. Yeah, man. That was the easiest schedule of any great team in college football. It was just a cakewalk. And then the 6th team in the country, we got Indiana, the national champions, who they just beat. Miami last year. It was a great team. They got Josh Hoover this year from my school, TCU. Yes, man, they took my quarterback. But let's review their schedule. Week 1 through 3, bullshit. Ain't nobody on there. And then week 4 through 5, low-level conference competition. You feel me? Low-level conference competition. Week 6 is their first real notable game. They got to go on the road against Nebraska. That's a tricky game because I feel like Nebraska getting better every year, with Matt Rule. I feel like that'll be a good test for the national champions to get a conference win on the road. And then, week 7, they got Ohio State coming to Bloomington, Indiana, man. That's going to be a great game for college football. I'm willing to see who can win that. And then week 8, the next week, they got to go on the road and go to Michigan and face them, man, where 100,000 people screaming and yelling. It's going to be sold out. So that's going to be a great game. Week 9, Minnesota. And then week 11, another big test, USC. They get to play USC. They're at home against USC, so I mean, you should be feeling a little confident from that, but that's still a good game. But, Lincoln Riley and them, they don't got no defense. I'm going to be real. They really don't got no defense. Then week 12, they got to go on the road for the last time and face Washington. That's going to be a real tough game at the end of the year, man. But I feel like they would probably push through. And then the last game of the season, they got Purdue. Easy cakewalk game. So, but you never know, man. The difficulty I got for Indiana schedule is a C+. I mean, for just making a national championship, it wasn't hard, but I mean, it definitely was better than Miami's schedule, because Miami schedule is just atrocious. But y'all let me know what y'all think of the schedules, man. I'm gonna review the top 5 as well. I love y'all, and I appreciate y'all for the support. Subscribe for more content. Peace.